Welcome back to Garage K. I'm out here with my 98 Altezza again.
Let me get you up to speed. I'm in the process of installing ITBs for a little more horsepower and throttle response to aid with drifting this fine machine. I've installed the link ECU, the catch tank, the down-pull throttle bracket and vacuum block. I've modified the clutch master cylinder for my pipe across filter to fit. Now it's time to take care of the wiring that's left over from removing the standard equipment and install a link air temperature sensor.
I might actually be happier with zip ties holding this on, because if you lose one of these, you're kind of screwed. This is not easy to get off. So to get air temperature from here, because we don't have a plenum or anything else, we kind of have to put it in front. I'm going to use this bracket that was part of the OEM setup, and I'm just going to attach it here. This will put my new temp sensor right in the middle of all of the throttle bodies here and should be pretty good. This bracket here, if you're trying to identify it, this is the temp sensor I'll be using out of the box. You get this, here's the sensor, and you get the plug, 2 connectors. Don't mess this up because you only get one chance at it. So I'm aiming for sort of this. Maybe I can just push that in there, maybe vice grips or something, just squeeze it. I'm just going to bend this. Look at the vice grips falling apart. These are useless. Oh, and it snapped. Okay, all right. Well, you know what they say. In for a penny, in for a pound. Snap that off. Rah, go in. There we go. If you press it down from the front like this, you can get a really nice fit. That's never going to fall out of there. And yeah, that's exactly what I was after. It's a bit rugged looking, but that's okay. Go there like that. Now, if you don't like how this looks, you could just scratch all this off, because it does come off. Then tape up the parts you don't want to paint, and then paint it your favorite color. You could even use Plasti Dip to get the same sort of effect if you wanted to. Pink Plasti Dip. Maybe that's in my future. Anyway, I found a bolt. Perfect. That'll go in there, and we will have our air temp sensor there like that. How do you feel about it? I feel pretty good. Now we're going to deal with this wiring. Clip off. You have to take all this tape off, and I need the white and red, the brown, which are on the end here. I think this is a locking mechanism. It is. So we get that out of there. So there's 2 little clips down in there that you lift up. Pull the pin out once you've lifted it. There we go. A couple of these bad boys. These are the ones Ryan got me. I have to be careful. These might actually cut something. Oh, how well do they cut? In fact, I don't need any of those wires except for these 2. What's this one? VSV. I'm going to cut that back there. Bye. Yeet. Accelerator sensor. Don't need that. This is what takes away a lot of the throttle response, because the ECU is interrupting your pedal. You're saying floor it, and the ECU goes, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. I need to have a look at that. And then it does, and then it goes, oh yeah, all right, fine, fair enough, off you go. Yeet. Right. Now if we can get, that's my throttle position sensor. So if we can get all those to tuck together like that into one harness, you won't be able to tell it's there. That's the idea. I'm going to have to trim that back a little bit, or fold it over, I suppose. But I mean, that's going to be a lot neater than what it was if we, like, once we've done that with it. These are the only 2 we need, but they need to go that way. Seals off the end and protects it, so there's no chance of short. Right, let's do this. So they are not going to be able to touch each other. And then we put this in here, like so. And with all those done, now I can just wrap the whole thing with tape and they'll disappear. But I still have to deal with this. And my plan for this is to find some red and white wire and some brown wire and then extend it all the way to the firewall, up and around, so that you can't see it at all. I managed to find some wire in the shed that is exactly the same color, same gauge, and coincidentally has the same plug on it. Just going to chop that off real quick. Yeet. Bye. And you're going to get chopped as well. Bye. Yeet. Feed this on here. Get it out of the way. Twist these two together. And that's a nice solder joint. Give that a quick melt. Dunskies. Give this one the chop. Yeet. Feed that in there and get it away from the heat. Give these the old twisteroo. Prop it up there so that we can solder it. Create a heat bridge. Drag your solder across and you're done. Looks good. Pull our heat shrink back across. Make sure we're covering it. So going for that, and that's pretty good. I managed to run this to the back of the engine, over to the firewall, and then under and over to here. I'm just finishing up the tape now. Okay, before I do this, I need to make sure there's no like rubbery thing that I need to slip over them first. This has got to come out, I suppose. Yep, there we go. That comes out. Right, good thing we checked that. And that's probably going to be enough. Yep. Yeet. Right, this has got to go on. Like that. Get that out of the way. I don't actually know how much of this I need. We'll go like that much. It's the minimum for this tool, so it's probably the right amount. Snap that off, like that. Feed it through to there. Load it into the crimper and crimp it. Do the same for the back. Next, snap this off. Roll this up. Feed it in. Load it into the crimper. Give it the old crimp. Fold these legs in. Give that a squeeze too, and we should be good to go. Now if we put this in, which way do you think? This way? Oh yeah, that clicked. That clicked too. This goes up here like this. We push this in. Bit of a water seal. Okay, and that's that done. Now this has got to go in this way, we can presume, like that, and that should be good. Can we plug it in? There we go. We have an air temp sensor. Let's unplug it, pull this back out to here, and then tape it. Beautiful. Right, feed that back in there. Beautiful. I wonder if the air filter fits back on now. Should have tested that. Take that off. I don't like putting this on. or taking it off for that matter. Just put the middle one in. Right, let's check this. Well, that answers that question already. We already know it's going to fit perfectly. Look at that. Ah, like a boss. If this is the first video you've ever seen from me, you might be mistaken in thinking that I know what I'm doing, but that turned out really well. Look at that. I'm impressed.
To see the Link ECU install video, click here. The catch tank, click here. The vacuum block, click here. And to see me modify the clutch master cylinder, click here.